I think when it comes to betrayal, it's really looking at a lot of different things. Among other things, it's looking at the nature of the betrayal. As I say, it's not just about being disappointed or let down or whatever. It's the impact that that betrayal has. Now, if you think of a betrayal is an act of breaking trust or loyalty. It usually involves an act of deception, dishonesty, lying, going against expectations in a way that harms or hurts someone, not just disappoints them, but actually harms them and hurts them. And it can happen in any kind of relationship. It can happen in friendships, it can happen in romantic relationships, professional settings, even in society, in political situations as well. Lots of different kinds of betrayal. The different kinds of betrayal, we can be betrayed in different ways. We can be betrayed in a romantic relationship, like someone maybe cheats, there's infidelity. There can be a friendship betrayal. For instance, you might know someone, you share your deepest secrets with them, and then they share those secrets with other people. Even if you've asked them not to tell anyone, to keep it quiet, you told them in confidence. There could be a betrayal, say, in a business sense. You could have somebody in work who is maybe taking company secrets, giving them to someone else, that sort of thing. It could be stealing from the company, acting in a way that's against the organization or the company's best interest. So there's lots of different kinds of betrayal. But it often involves like a breach of trust. And that breach of trust can have an impact that leads to significant emotional and psychological harm to the person who was betrayed. It can lead to feelings of hurt, anger, rejection, confusion. The person's left like reassessing themselves, reassessing the nature of the relationship, reassessing the world around them. It can have a huge impact. And the severity, as I say, can depend on many different factors. It can depend on the nature of the relationship, how closely that person was trusted, but also the intensity of the betrayal. It goes against your expectations of trust, loyalty, safety, things like that. The person who's supposed to support you, keeps you safe. They act in some way that betrays that trust. And I'd say in a close relationship, it could be something like infidelity. It could be something like, the person's leading a double life. It could be they've been maybe taking all the resources, all the money, but you haven't found out. One way or another, that person betrays you. It can also be like a caregiver, someone who's supposed to look after you, if you need a level of support, but they're doing something or they have done something that betrays that trust. It puts you in some kind of danger. People who experience betrayal trauma, they will experience different kinds of things. Sometimes there's like a dissociation. There can also be confusion. There can be a lot of self-doubt. People sometimes question themselves. Was there something wrong with me for trusting them? Or was there something about me that I, put all my eggs in one basket? Is there something about me that I didn't see? Why didn't I see this? Again, we often talk about red flags. Why didn't I see the red flags? So the person can sometimes end up blaming themselves, questioning themselves. But the truth is, whenever we're betrayed, it's like our whole worldview has changed. We're not as safe as maybe we thought we were. The person that we trusted is not who or what we thought they were. And some of the common reactions, I'd say, in the immediate aftermath can be things like shock. There could be anger. There could be sadness. There can be confusion, a lot of anxiety. There's also a sense of loss, because sometimes following a betrayal, there's also the loss of the relationship. Apart from anything else, there can be the loss of the relationship. People can struggle with things like their own sense of self-worth, their own place in the world. They can find it very hard to trust other people. It can also have an impact on future relationships. Again, people find it very hard to trust. So they start to maybe approach everybody with caution. Maybe they start to second guess a lot of things. The nature of a trauma as well can have people constantly ruminating, replaying things over and over again. So when it comes to any kind of trauma, the nature of a trauma is it can leave us disconnected. It leaves us disconnected from other people. Again, especially with betrayal, we find it very hard to trust.